Welcome to my humble office. My name is R. Keith Andrews. I am a spiritual guide and paranormal adept. Today is a day in the office on January 23rd, 2026 at approximately 4:11 p.m. PST. Sad to say, I actually got caught up doing work in the office and lost track of the time. So here we are. Oh, and I forgot to grab that. Okay, let us see here. Oh, that hurt. Didn't get this part set up either. Is that there? Nope. I mean copy.com. And there we are. Here we go. Copy. Now we go back to this. And look at that. We are now live. Isn't that wonderful? So, we go paste. And then we pin it. Well, that was wrong. There. Don't know what that was. But what the heck? Okay, we're slowly getting on track. Like I said, unfortunately, I got caught up with other things in the office, ironically enough. So, there we are. Now, I'm not expecting a whole lot of people in here because, like, it is a day in the office. But, went over my corporate superstructure. Now I just have to pop that in the binder out of the way. Because I am actually getting things organized, which is a scary thought in and of itself. I take that. That's all got to be worked out. One of these days I'll actually get my head on straight. I'm not holding my breath on it. But, okay. That's my security box. Now these. Okay. What do we got? Got that one. Got that one. Got the ads done. 123. Well, hanging on to that long enough to get it sorted. Okay, let's just double check and make sure I've got those in place. Okay, let's take a look at this. Whoops. Now, that is positive perspectives. Okay. Parting thought. Oh, that is the way that starts. Okay. Oh, I'm trying to read two things at the same time. That's why. So that's there. That's a done deal. That that's what you gotta worry about. And the Elderbach Chronicles go way back up here. Okay. Paranormal, let's go to entertainment. There we are. Gonna keep that one handy just so I can write it. Get it started here. These can all go. Whoop. Okay. Garbage. All I'm doing at this point is just simply shredding the notes I don't require. Okay, that did that. Now, we are making headway. That's where that belongs. This can go back over on its bin. These are which? Oh, that was the order I was doing things in, which you gotta work on. I am so far behind myself, I'm almost in front of me. But with that in mind, okay, cell phone is in a good place. I got water there. Don't have anything to worry about there. What's coming up though? I am looking at 23rd, that's January 24th. I had a call coming in. Not today. I've actually thought I had a call coming in tomorrow. Not that I've got listed there, so it must be on my phone. I forget that and put it there. Okay, who sent me what? Oh, there we are. Okay, now calendar. I had a call coming in on Monday. Okay, I don't know what I did with it. Well, that's annoying. Okay, enough of that. Get some of that sorted out. This can go over here and hang up where it belongs. And gives you an idea how my day's been going, doesn't it? Okay. Hang that up out of the way. Tell you, my balance is shot to pieces today. Now, what do we got here? Okay, that is the stuff I'm working on there. Oh, okay, I know what those are. Now, you take these little pieces of writing. What do we got? Okay. So, do I not know? Okay, let's get these set up so I can actually work with them. Hey, look at that. We got 2 people in the room. That's actually kind of amazing given the way today's been going. Now, what do we got? What I'm doing here is just writing down articles that I've got to have for Positive over the next little while. That's one. Number two, oops, do this in this order. One. Two is what is your purpose of success? And these are questions I've got to answer for myself, and I recommend you do, and that you answer them for yourself as well. What is your purpose for success? These are things to really look at in order to ensure you stay on the right track. Now, bear in mind, these are the same steps I personally am following. Because the way I figure it, if I can't, if I'm not willing to do the work, how can I possibly expect you to be? In all fairness, I really don't expect anybody to be. That's entirely up to you. I'm pretty much expectation free. What is your business plan for success? Now, do understand, whether we are talking a business or a home, it's still the same concept. Just so happens that in my opinion, the home is the most important business you'll ever have. Now, you've got to, do you have the persistence to attain the goals you laid out? Now, the neat part about this is these questions are actually part of a much bigger project I've been working on. Not the Ildevakian Chronicles, that's another issue altogether. But I did get a hold of my artist in England. I'm happy to say he's on board to help to finish off the works on the other books. I finally got myself back into writing here. This is what caused the problem today. That I ended up actually getting sidetracked and lost track of what time it was. Do you have the patience? Because I will tell you, there is a very big difference between persistence and patience. There we go. Then we go. You have the patience. How are you going to push yourself? In other words, if you get into a bit of a slump, how are you going to drag yourself out of it? Because it all rests on you. Same as the only person that can straighten my life out is me. I'm just walking you through the steps I personally am going through. There we are. Almost all of them. And this one is, what are you going to do with your success? What are you going to do with your success? See, the thing is, most people go, I'd really like to be successful. I'd love a lot of money. The reality is, most people haven't got a clue what they do with it if they have it. The question is, are you by any chance one of those people? Okay, should have 7. 1. Look, that's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're good. Now, where are we? Yeah, this is definitely a little off, but what the heck? Normally I'm in here by 4 o'clock, if not a whole lot earlier. I just happen to have gotten really sidetracked today. So, those have now been laid out. Did I put that in there? And what I mean by that, let's see here, we go to that. Did I put, yeah, not numerology, where it's career. Yeah, that's what I did there. Okay, that can go. Okay. That eliminates all of that. Now we come back over onto the stream and see if we got anybody here, which we've got a couple of people popping in. Yes, I'm late, guys. I do apologize for that. You know, in fairness, I was actually tied up doing work in my office. Now, what is that? I don't know if I can reach that. I don't think so. Don't want that. Okay, that's all that. Oh, look at that. We are not going to have a whole lot of people here today. Of course, the reality is it's going to be a short run anyway. But that said, I got the I managed to get a hold of my artist. So he is doing, he's got that working out quite well. Now, I go in here and we go to that. I should take a peek at that, shouldn't I? And since I'm sitting here and it is, to say the least, a little quiet, let's just take a peek and see what we've got. Where is Credit Karma? There. Now, just looking for a password. I do not save my passwords to the computer ever. Dipstick. Well, that just about came out wrong. Okay, now I know what it is. Okay, hopefully that works. There we are. Oop. Do have to do that, but what am I looking at here? This is what I wanted to come in for. Okay. Oh, I want to see my whole credit score. This is just one of those things I learned it would be advisable to actually take a look at, to keep an eye on. If you're not already tracking it, I strongly recommend it. Let's take a look and see if that did what it was supposed to. I definitely don't want that. Open date, that's already been paid. It's not been closed out yet. Oh. Well, oh, and good. It has been cleared out. So that works out well. What is this? Don't even worry about that. Okay. Okay. Marked as paid. Bonus. I like that. So that means I can get out of this. I can phone them on Monday. And yeah, I am quite open about the fact I am not perfect. I figure, what is the point in lying about it? Well, don't want to do that. Close that out. Log out of that so I can get a hold of them on Monday. It's been cleared, so that works out well. Now, let's go back to here. Okay, we do have people sitting in the background looking. This is just me puttering. I had a couple of things go a little wonky, but they are now straightened out. I just happen to have gotten caught up with them and forgot all about it. And forgot all about turning the computer off. Now, what is this? That is a sketch I was doing. What do we got here? Now, oh, by the way, believe in your success and follow your dreams has now gone to print. I should get it back sometime this week, at which point it will end up available both in hard copy and in PDF. Available at the link above at the buymeacoffee.com/innervoiceJ. With that said, we should be in good shape. Now, see what I got up here. What is this? Oh, that's the original Gamers. Okay. So, let's run this through. The office desk, 15 feet of desk, is now open. It's a decent sized, it's a decent sized desk at this point. And what are these? This here is, okay, that's the questions I just wrote out. Them I'm going to have to answer. That works out well. Let's pop those into articles so I don't lose them. And take a look in here. These are articles I have to write. Got other articles that are in here. I got to take a look and see where they went. But that keeps my desk clear. One of the most important things that you'll find when you're operating in an office is that if you keep things organized, you can get things done a lot more efficiently. And net result, you can actually draw success to you extremely quickly. Now, I've avoided it most of my life. primarily, and this is not an excuse, this is just the reality. When I wrote this actually in the January edition of Positive Perspectives, which will be out before the end of January, but it does mean January and February are going to come out back to back. And then I'll get down to an even pace. And Telbosh, how we doing? Glad you could join us. You're actually in with a goal. Now, yes, I'm puttering around the office, but if you have any questions, if you've got a question in pretty much any topic, put it in the chat room in all caps. That way I can see the thing. Because I'm working on a really small monitor. And my eye appointment is until the end of next month. Okay. Those numbers, I have no idea what they're for. They can go over here for a moment. The reality is a lot of the whatever information I put out here is absolutely free. So absolutely ask your questions. If you're looking to make a direct contact because you got something complicated you'd like to go and look into, the good news is you go to the link at the top of the chat room there, the buymeacoffee.com, that will get you in touch with me. It shows you how to book an appointment, and that's a whopping, mind-boggling $20 for 15 minutes. Bear in mind, I have been paid, and I'll give you an actual number here, divided by, do that the easy way. I have been paid as much as $650 for 15 minutes. But I figure the people that really require the assistance do not have that kind of money. And by all means, if you do, I've never turned down free money. Matter of fact, I had a guy ask me one day if I would go and pass a message on for him to somebody else, and he'd give me $1,000. I looked at him and I knew he was in that what it was a lie. Whatever the message was going to be a lie. So I looked at him and I says, I'll certainly take your money. Thank you very much for the offer. He goes, well, what about the message? I said, I'm not about to lie to anybody to make you feel better or them. I said, so I'll take your money, but no, that ain't going to happen. He looks at me and he goes, well, if you're not going to pass on the message, why would I give you the money? I said, you're nice. Unfortunately, he wasn't. I mean, he didn't do anything wrong. He just didn't give me the $1,000. Can't picture why not. Now, I have to take a look at which of these can I actually work with. That's the expansion for IVE, for inner voice. And rest assured, that is going to start expanding. Actually, I should go and take a look at that. I do see here, I do keep an eye on that. That I don't require, so we go to buy me a coffee and see what pops. Okay. Inner Voice Enterprises. They are. I tell you, it can be a little complicated trying to get things to work. Why, I just grabbed the wrong one? Probably. Not good. It'll be so much easier. There we are. $1. This is why I've got my passwords in a card box. What did I do wrong here? Okay. I'm thinking I screwed something up. Oh. And there's no way to see that, dang it. Okay. Try this one more time. Hopefully that worked. That got me in. Good. Now, where am I? Go back to here. You know, you will find that I actually talk a lot more if there's somebody right there, if there's somebody there. Otherwise, I get lost in my own little head. And that can get frighteningly distracting. But, I'm looking at this, and it's kind of neat. We've been jumping between 5 and 7 people in the chat room. I'm guessing the people are popping in and dropping out. Now, let's log out of that. Right now, I haven't got much going on there. That's okay. Log out of that, and what is the other one I'm looking at? I was going to be looking at something, and I don't for the life of me remember what the heck it was. But let's take a look at that one now. That's almost literally totally set to go, so let's just scan it. Gotta change those, but message from the owner, the good news, paranormal. We've got karmic laws explained. Then we go to truth behind tools. Then we got the chakras enhanced, and we got some information there for you. And then we've got numerology in the introduction there, plus the number 1. And bear in mind, numerology for me is a little different than most people. Okay. Then that's a piece of information on tarot. I'll get into that later. Then the entertainment side. We have the Ildebakian Chronicles. I will be expanding things as we go along. This is just the first one. So this one's going to be a little shallower than normal, but we will build on it. Now that covers the entertainment side. Then we get into the aliens and into the career side of things, how to make the most of yours. I'm not the one to tell you what your career should be. Okay, I can certainly help you figure out where your strength is. Okay, it's just what I've been doing my entire life. Where is it? Back to there. I've always seemed to have a knack for spotting where people can do well if they put their mind to it. Okay, and that's where it gets to be a little problematic. Okay, that is Birth of an Empire. Then we will be getting into economics. Well, that's always fun. Well, economics covering language, different perspective on communication, and then we've got a few other odds and ends. So I will tie that off between tonight and tomorrow. I've got a couple of things to double check and check the coloring on before I ship it. Go back there. And with that in mind, I just talked, like I said, to my artist in England today, and he's good to go. He's getting in a couple of weeks. He'll get started on the next couple of covers, and then we just get them paid off as we go along. That will enable me to get back on track with the Elder Bachian Chronicles. Now, I've got Positive Perspectives up and running, but I want to get, where is book 12? Okay, I do not have it sitting there. So we go open. We come down to active documents, and this is where I should find Y12. Got it. And I can work on it tonight. In the meantime, now, I look like I'm confused, but that's only because it came in here a little bit off kilter. Normally, I'm up and running and I've got everything in order. Today, not so much. But we are making headway with it. Now, this okay. Yes, I should do the logical thing here. So let's do that. Because the land, whoa. Joe, how you doing? Glad you could join us. You're actually in with the silver. I got in here a little late today. Well, more to the point, I got into the office on time and then got caught up doing things and forgot entirely what time it was. So right now, I'm a little scattered, a little off kilter, but believe in your success and follow your dreams is in the printer now. It should be out this week sometime. And once I've got it, it will get to you guys. Okay, don't need that. Now, I got to figure out which people are here. Take a look at this one which says notes. And see who we got. These are notes from the Elder Bachian Chronicles. What do we got? From when I was first putting them together, that is. What is this? Oh, that was a poem. Well, this poem definitely has to go into the anthology. Let's go find the anthology. Because I'm missing a few that I want to have in. So, we go to, where are we? That one. Go to open. MN. Okay. Now, where pray tell that place? I don't know, so I'm going to open this. But we'll come back here. Nature, how you doing? Oh, rest assured, I do not discuss politics anywhere. I don't discuss politics anywhere to speak of. The biggest thing that we have to realize is everybody's entitled to their own political views. Myself, I am so fed up with the childishness of all of it. I just haven't got time for it. That's just the reality of it. It's not that I don't like. It's not that I don't feel people have a right to have their opinion. I saw it put on a T-shirt really well one day. Your opinion matters, just not to me. And when it comes to politics, that's very much the case. Okay. If somebody ever decides they didn't want to discuss politics with me, rest assured you're going to have to bring me onto your show because I won't discuss them here. quite honestly, what I end up doing is ignoring when people try and get into that kind of conversation. Politics, religion, I just don't deal with. Okay, I deal with them in my own way in my own time, but I have found the topics to be almost unilaterally explosive, especially with my outlook on them. The thing is, I've got this neat little philosophy that every individual on the planet is equal. And I don't mean just every individual as in people. I mean animals, plants, minerals, elementals, the whole 9 yards. They're all of equal value and all are necessary to make this a better world. And it's going to take work on all of our parts. Now, today, I end up getting in here late, so needless to say, this is going to be a little bit of a short run. Well, no, it's going to be a lot of a short run. But, where are we? 23rd. Tonight, we are looking at, because we're just down to the 10-minute mark here. Tonight, we are looking at, on positive perceptions, at 4 o'clock Pacific. We are, or sorry, not at 4 o'clock, at 8 o'clock Pacific. We are looking into the Sirzazian homeworld. Okay, I've already got a list. What do we got? I got 6 more there. Yeah, so I got enough listed right now to run a couple of weeks, but I am looking for more topics. The reality of it is that when we take a look at things, if when you desire the world to work better, first things first, make sure your own home, is running properly. Okay, like I've got my office sorted out, and yes, it looks a little cluttered. That's because I combined my office and my bedroom, my master bedroom, in the same room. I had to. Space is not always something everybody has access to or in abundance. Oh, that was what I was going looking for. Got a good memory, just really short on occasion. Let us see. And nope. And does that do it? Phoenix. Nope. Sure, I'm gonna have trouble finding what I'm looking for. That makes sense. So why, pray tell, can I not find it? Well, I will have to look for that afterwards. So I'll put that down. Here we are. Nomad, how you doing? In all fairness, I have no idea what you're asking. What are your thoughts on the new horse in Uma Masumi Party Derby? I have no idea who you're talking about. I don't watch the news and I don't watch sports. Makes it really hot, really rough. Okay, I'd love to give you some sort of answer, but I've got no clue what that is. You know, and yeah, that's the nice part about my moderators here. They don't always in the office. They keep an eye on things just in case things get out of hand. But they've got lives too, and I'm on the air way too often in some cases. Um, you know, but Joe, I do appreciate you acknowledging them. The reality is it's hard to figure out when people have time, and my schedule is getting booked. By the way, I did a show yesterday and I don't even recall what the heck it was called. Where am I here? Message. Here we are. I'm just looking to see what. There we are. We were on Surface Planet Radio yesterday. On Wednesday. And it went really well. So they have asked me to come back again in a couple of months. And we'll work something out from that end. Yeah, Joe, LA and Storm are definitely both moderators. Like the moderators that you see in Positive Perceptions are the same moderators I have here in A Day in the Office. That way I don't have to train anybody anything. I just go, this is the way my world works. And I'm going to be improving it as best I can. But I'm going to walk you through it as I go. Now, with this in mind, this is a very short show today because I didn't get in here until almost 10 after. But I've still got a schedule I try and keep on my own time. And oddly enough, that can be a little screwy. So what am I looking at here? Yeah, we are coming down to, what are we down to? Yep. Okay, well, I do want to say thanks so very much for dropping in. Couple of quick notes. Okay, I will be getting Positive Perceptions for the January edition wrapped up hopefully tomorrow, maybe the next day. It's almost done, but February will be coming out before the end of January if everything goes well. Okay, and then we go back to a regular routine. Also, my writing for the Elderbachian Chronicles is coming online nicely. Finally broke out of that absolute massive depression I've been fighting for 4 years. Okay, and things are finally starting to move forward. Now, with this in mind, I do want to just quickly remind you tonight at 8 p.m. Pacific on Positive Perceptions, we are talking about the Srazazian homeworld. Okay, and rest assured, it is not like anything we've got here on Earth. With that in mind, I do want to say thank you so very much for sharing your time with us tonight. Really wish I managed to get in here on time, but this sort of thing can happen. So until we meet again, do take care of yourselves and each other, and for pity's sakes, stay positive.